Hello and welcome back, my friends. Today I'm going to share with you a secret gardening tip, a recipe that we're going to put together. We're going to dig a hole. We're getting ready to plant a longevity spinach plant, and I'm going to put together a little combo of ingredients in the bottom of the hole that are going to help to take this plant to the next level. I'm going to explain to you what we're using and why we're putting it in the hole, in hopes that this inspires you to think a little bit differently next time you're planting out in your garden. And you can get creative with this and switch it up as you see so fit. So without further ado, let's get to planting. Just going to scoop back some of this mulch. That's some good soil under there. Wood chips and pine needles and all sorts of things breaking down in this area for quite some time. That's always a good start. So a good rule of thumb when planting a fruit tree or any established plant that's in a pot is to dig your hole about 3 times the diameter of whatever size the pot is that the plant is in. In this case, I've got a 5-gallon pot here. So I don't want to dig the hole just the exact size of the pot, but instead I want to make it about 3 times. Now, I usually don't completely stick to that. That's pretty big holes sometimes, but if you can get close to it, that's good. That's just going to help to loosen up the soil and prevent whatever you're planting from becoming root bound. Because if the hole's too small, especially if you have a clayish soil, then what's going to end up happening is the hole you dug is going to become the new pot, and the roots are just going to coil up in the hole. So try to get that hole as large as you can. As I'm getting deeper in here, we got some pretty hard soil still. Break up some of the side walls too, try to loosen that up a little bit. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so here's the recipe I'm putting together in this hole. This is like my mixing bowl, and these are my ingredients. So we're going to start out with 2 banana peels. Banana peels are high in potassium. They have other nutrients in them as well, but that's the main reason we're putting that in the hole. Next, a whole egg. That's right. That egg, as it breaks down, is going to help to leach calcium into the hole, another valuable nutrient for plants. So we added the egg in there. Next, a can of sardines with the brine. Now, this is water, not oil, which is what I recommend using. We're just going to plop that in the hole. And you can use any fish for this. This is a dollar store can of sardines. It has a NPK value somewhere around 411, which is nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. That's going to do a great job helping to feed the plant. Now, we got a little bit of stink in the hole. We're going to add in some spent coffee grounds. You want to make sure the coffee grinds that you put in have been used. Coffee grounds are high in nitrogen, and they also help to suppress smells. So 2 good reasons to add that into the hole. Next, some fresh worm castings out of my worm bin. Now these castings also have the worms still in here, and eggs. So we're releasing some of these red wiggler worms into the garden, and there's more eggs that are going to hatch as well. And they're going to also help to break down all of these ingredients here. Now, castings are high in nutrients, they're high in minerals, and they're also high in beneficial bacteria. All great for growing plants. The last ingredient I'm going to add today is Epsom salt. Now, Epsom salt isn't like table salt. It's actually magnesium sulfate. And what magnesium does for plants is it helps them to uptake some of the nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And we're just going to sprinkle in, I don't know, that was probably like 3 tablespoons. That's enough. And now I'm just going to take some of the native soil, mix that in a bit, and we're ready to put our plant in. So now we have all our ingredients in the mixing bowl, and we're going to plop our longevity spinach plant in. So I'm just going to tease this plant out of the pot here. And look at those roots at the bottom of the pot. Nice healthy plant. We're just going to tease those roots out a bit, help them to run out into this hole, and we'll plop that in. And it looks like I got the hole the right size. Now we can begin to backfill. I just want you guys to know that I did not start out with the greatest soil here in this garden. As you can see, we still got a lot of just hard, kind of dead soil here. And we're going to break that up. But over time, you see there's a lot of organic material. A few wood chips is okay. It's not going to tie up nitrogen if you just got a few wood chips in there, or things like, pine cones. So don't get too worried about that. There's some breaking down pine needles here. But I'll tell you this, from this point on, this soil's been improved because it's got all this added organic material worked into it. We've also fertilized the hole with all those ingredients. And we're going to be watering this plant, which is going to help everything to break down. There's now worms in this area. Look at this. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to water this in. It looks like Matilda Jean has come by to help us a bit, do a bit of tillage and a little bit of debugging. So we're just going to water this plant in really well now. Give it a really good soak. By giving the plant a really good soak after planting, not only are you hoping to hydrate the plant and get water to the roots, but we're also eliminating any air gaps that may be in there. I prefer doing a nice deep watering after planting rather than stomping around the soil to try to compact it. Welcome home, Longevity Spinach. Hope you enjoy your new residence here. Now, we've given this plant a great home. Longevity Spinach, also known as Gynera procumbens, loves full sun. But on really hot days, especially in the summer, it does prefer a little bit of afternoon shade. So we've nailed it here. It gets good morning sun, and towards later in the afternoon, it's going to get a bit of shade. So this plant should thrive here with all the nutrients we added into the hole, the nice mulch around the top. And we may do a little bit of top dressing with some more fertilizer like worm castings in the future. But if we were to just leave this be and give it a little bit of water from here on out, this plant's going to thrive. Stay tuned. I'll be giving you updates on this and all the other projects going on around here. So with that, we're going to wrap this video up. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Until next time, this is Dan from plantabundance.com. Take care. I'll be talking to you again soon.